Hey guys, this is Mayor from MMOs.com. Another quick news recap of all major MMO news and announcements beginning August 19th, 2019. This is episode number 213 of the recap, and the first of news this week comes from World of Warcraft regarding Classic WoW. The game's Classic closed beta test ended this weekend on August 16th, with the official Classic WoW server set to finally launch on August 26th, which is exactly 1 week from today. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think there's a lot of hype for Classic WoW. In fact, the queues just to log in during beta to reserve a name was over 10,000 on the Classic servers. I know my brother will be playing Classic WoW at launch, and I plan to try it as well. Time will tell if it remains popular after the nostalgia period, but I think it will. We've seen Classic WoW private servers and have huge player bases for years and years. So given third-party private servers for Classic WoW have been really popular for years on end, an official server from Blizzard I think is going to be really popular for a long time. But we'll have to wait and see. Next up, Ashes of Creation's Battle Royale mode is launching on PC and Steam for a 12-hour playtest on August 20th. And I can't believe this Ashes of Creation Battle Royale is even still a thing. Didn't they try launching it as a standalone client months ago without it ever being a limited time test? I'm pretty sure they did, and then no one played it, so they took it offline and made it a limited time test to make it more busy when it does come online. Well, now you'll be able to play this Duker Battle Royale game on Steam soon. I am not optimistic about this one, and I still find it pretty ridiculous that Intrepid Studios is working on this spin-off Battle Royale game instead of the ambitious PC MMORPG that they promised when they raised money in their Kickstarter. But hey, at least this Battle Royale mode is free to play, so it doesn't cost you anything. I wonder if the PC MMORPG version of this game will ever release. I'm not so sure, but at least they got this Battle Royale thing. I do find it pretty funny, though, that they took money for a PC MMORPG, and so far all we have is a playable Battle Royale game. Perhaps the next game from Intrepid will be an auto battler, like Auto Chess. We'll see. Anyway, next up, speaking of games never coming out, the ambitious sci-fi MMORPG Lazarus, which has been open alpha for nearly 3 years, is shutting down. We have yet another Spatial OS powered game shutting down, and it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. It seems like every game that tries to use Spatial OS either ditches it or ends up shutting down. World's Drift shut down after using it. That 1,000-player Battle Royale game Mavericks tried to use it and shut down. Chronicles of Illyria said that they were using it on the Kickstarter, but later ditched it, and now this Lazarus game is shutting down as well. Spatial OS promised a lot and sounds cool in theory, but in practice has been pretty much vaporware. Okay, so on to some positive news. A bit of a redemption story, actually. No Man's Sky, the sandbox survival game from Hello Games, launched their Beyond update this week, and it actually introduced multiplayer to the game. You know, that thing they completely lied about having at launch? Well, they finally have it with the game's Beyond update, and the game's player base is shot up and is averaging over 40,000 players online at any given time as of this weekend. So even though the game launched with lies and deception, it seems like they address a lot of the initial issues. Overall, very scummy thing to do, but at least it's a functional game now and has multiplayer. So it looks like they'll be competing with, games like Rust, Ark Survival Evolved, and other sandbox survival games now. Up next, MapleStory 1 from Nexon is launching its Worlds Unite initiative on August 27th, which will basically merge down all of the game's existing servers into a total of 5 servers for all of North America. The purpose of these merges is, of course, improve the player experience, and to be honest, there was no reason to have like 14 plus servers that MapleStory NA used to have anyway. To inform players of exactly what's happening, Nexon prepared a short educational video, as well as launched a microsite explaining the process. While the vast majority of MapleStory's player base is in South Korea and China, it remains one of Nexon's most popular MMORPGs, even in the West, and is still easily my favorite MMORPG from Nexon. Next up, we have another update for an oldie. Elsword Online launched the character reboots for Raven, Ad, Laby, and my favorite lolly character, Aisha, this last week. COG Games expects to launch reboots for every character in the game eventually, as well as all their job paths in the near future. And besides the new reboots, Elsword also added 2 new dungeons to the game, the Sea of Ruin and Abandoned Deep Sea Tunnel, both of which are available for level 99 and higher players. Elsword is an oldie, but it's still somewhat popular. It's an instance dungeon persistent hub style action MMO, similar to games like DFO and Vindictus. Up next, Black Desert Online on Xbox launched the Camuslivia update this last week, and yes, you heard that correctly, it's the same Camuslivia update which I think launched on the PC version like a year or so ago, and it's finally live on Xbox One. It's definitely odd to see how far behind the console version of the game is, and I expect the PS4 version to launch even further behind, but the logic behind launching at an earlier version of the game is to allow console players and new players to experience the game as it was, and almost like a progression server-like experience. The pace of updates, though, is a lot quicker, so the console version should hopefully be catching up to the PC version eventually. Still, given that the PC version for practically every MMO is further ahead, is a good reason to play the PC version over consoles when given the option, but obviously not everyone has a good gaming PC. I think BDO is actually doing quite well on Xbox and will do quite well on PS4 as well. Before we get too far away from the Spatial OS topic, there's new Kickstarter-funded VR MMORPG in the works, and you guessed it, it's built on Spatial OS. So we have a few things working against this game already. It's called Zenith, by the way. 1, it's on Kickstarter. 2, it's got Spatial OS. 3, it's a VR MMORPG. So here's a genius idea. Let's try to develop one of the most complex genres of games using an unproven, complicated technology like Spatial OS. And let's do it with a team of 2 people and 5 freelancers. And, of course, let's build it on VR as well. And again, a very new, relatively new technology that's not quite developed just yet either. And the game we're talking about again is called Zenith, and while it's not a cash grab or a scam, it is ridiculously ambitious, and I'm not really optimistic about this one at all. But apparently others are, as it was funded pretty quickly. The game reached their $25,000 goal in just a few hours on Kickstarter, and has since raised over $100,000 as of this video. Anyway, I wish them luck, but I am not optimistic on a VR spatial OS powered MMORPG, but hopefully I'm proven wrong. Next up, World of Warships, the realistic naval combat MMO from Wargaming, announced that they're adding submarines to the game, with a beta test for submarines set to launch in the coming weeks, with only 4 playable subs. Introducing a whole new vehicle class should definitely help spice things up, and to be honest, even if you don't like Wargaming's World of Warships, you gotta love Wargaming for funding tons of awesome documentaries on their YouTube channel about actual warships throughout history. Even if you're a little bit interested in military documentaries, definitely check out their YouTube channel. They got some pretty cool documentaries on actual warships throughout history. I haven't played World of Warships in ages, but I do watch their documentaries. Next up, a bit of mysterious news for ArcheAge. On comingsoon.TryOnWorlds.com, it looks like Try On World is showing off a new version of ArcheAge set to be revealed sometime on Tuesday for a new version of ArcheAge, which is presumably not going to be pay to win, because they're basically showing off player complaints followed by comments saying that basically we agree and we understand. So it looks like they're going to be launching a new version of ArcheAge with less monetization and more player feedback taken into account. But we'll learn more on Tuesday when it's first revealed, but it could be pretty spicy. Next and last bit of news this week also involves Spatial OS. The MMO space colony simulation game called Seed raised a whopping $22.3 million from investors this last week, and yes, it is powered by Spatial OS. The game is being developed by a Berlin-based game studio called Clang, and prior to this investment, the studio also raised $9 million last July, so they're up to over $30 million in investment so far. And while I'm not quite sure what the game is all about, it's cool to see money flowing into PC MMOs. I'm a little worried though because of the Spatial OS thing, and we've seen so many Spatial OS games go pretty much nowhere. Hopefully Seed does something different, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, that's it for MMO News this week. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Later, guys.